sorcerer of the ages, the guardian of ancient secrets, and the voice of the old ways.
Do you think that the stones of Rome, with all their grandeur and might, could blind my sight? Do you believe that because I stand beneath foreign skies, far from the mist-covered hills of our sacred isle, that I am not attuned to the whispers of the wind, the songs of the earth, and the cries of the spirits?
Foolish! My eyes see beyond the limits of mortal men, beyond the walls of Rome, beyond the seas that separate us. Time and distance are mere trifles to me.
Let me show you just how far I can see, and you will understand the true extent of my power. Look around you and see the world as it truly is. But before we can talk of what is, we must first talk about what was. All things that are to occur have origins that birth them. Britain's fate has turned sharply over the past century. Constantine brought peace and knighthood to the land, but he was slain by the treachery of Vortigern. This led to Vortigern's rise and the Saxon threat, as the Saxons saw an opportunity to invade and conquer the land. Vortigern's tyranny sparked a rebellion, and Aurelius Ambrosius restored order, introducing feudalism and knightly warfare. Uther's lust for all that was not his fractured the realm, leaving Britain in chaos and vulnerable to Saxon conquest. The Saxons have seen an opportunity to invade and conquer the land, and they have taken advantage of the situation. It is not just the Saxons who have their eyes on the fractured kingdom of Logres. There are many great warlords who would take advantage of this time of anarchy. Cerdic, the last living son of Vortigern Tyrannus, not of his first wife, but the Saxon Rowena. He is more Saxon invader than person of Britain, and for that the people of this land will reject him. He poses a great threat for Britain, should the Saxon warlords unite behind him. King Idres is as much an invader of Britain as the Saxons. He represents the worst in men, an opportunist who will claim at any cost. He is amongst those who would profess that might is right, and for that I would wish him a swift end, but for the growing concern that his son Prince Mark would be far worse. Nanteleod, the descendant of Vortigern the tyrant, and Vortimer the people's king? Of all the invaders of Logres, he is the most worthy. But most is not to say that he is right as a high king. The land will decide. It always does, for the land and the king are one. None should forget of Lot, a great North king from a line of great North kings. He is without fear, but for that of his deceitful wife Margals, with enough time, he will unite the North against Logres and settle a score that his people have been waiting generations to settle. But are those that still stand in place of a Logres king enough to hold the invaders at bay? It is uncertain. The Saxon invaders are powerful and numerous, and the Angles are also a threat. The land is vulnerable, and it needs a strong leader to defend it. If the land falls, the invaders will not stop until they have conquered all of Britain. Ulfius, the perfect duke, a dear friend to Uther. Despite his disdain for my presence, I can say that it was no fault of Ulfius's counsel that Uther let his nature consume him. I suspect he would run me through if he had the chance. Even so, he remains the barrier that Logres needs from the Saxons and Angles, who press their advance further west. Duke Corneas is one of the rudest and most stubborn of men I have ever met, and it is in these qualities that he defends Logres from the north so successfully. It was a blessing that he did not meet his end when Octa and Eosa sacked Lindsay. I will share a secret with you now. It is what I have seen. It is not in these warlords that the fate of Britain will be decided, but in the caliber of the next High King and the qualities of the knights who stand beside him. The knights of Britain must be strong and loyal, and the High King must be wise and just. If they should falter, so too will the land.
We are live. Welcome to another episode of Nanteleod's Legacy, Pendragon. The year is 505 still. We are still over in the former portion of Heartland and Huntland and Hartford. Before we dive into the actual play, we're just going to do some basic introductions as it's the holiday season and we're crazy late. So let's get as much play as we can. Go left to right here. We'll start with Yampa.
What's up, guys? It's Yampa playing Cerdic. And happy holidays, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll go to Wergar next.
Hey guys, Wergar, playing Sir Carlos. Great to be back and ready to finish out the year.
Drax.
Yeah, Drax playing Sir Rain. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and every other holiday that happens around this time of year.
We'll go to Bert.
Yeah, I'm Bert. I'm playing Sir Cormac. And I'll also wish a happy Hanukkah to everyone around here who celebrates it. And everyone who just wants to.
Everyone that wants to celebrate, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. We'll go to Trent next.
Happy non-denominational summer or winter to all and sundry.
Isn't that just Festivus?
Yeah, pretty much. But
Yeah.
Festivus, arguably it's a belief system tied to it or something. I don't know, man. All right, you're gonna get me cancelled.
Right? Well, if it's the job of the GM to make people paranoid, the players paranoid.
Accurate.
So,
Yeah. Well,
I don't need
so
help
far,
with
so
that.
okay. Yeah, and I'm Bob. We're playing Pendragon. Before we continue, I'll just note that this is our last one for the holidays, so we'll be off for 2 weeks from here, and then we'll be back. You guys are in a good pace and schedule, so you're not behind or anything. In fact, you might be the furthest ahead. But just to explain what we're gonna target for tonight, we're gonna go from here till right before Christmas feast, and then next time we'll pick up with the Christmas feasts, and we'll go from the Christmas feast right into the New Year, winter phase, and such. So awesome. We don't do a lot of winter phases on screen, so we'll do one just for funsies.
Yeah.
When we pick back up. Okay. Last we left off, the group had traveled from March from Lev Kamagis. There we go. Lev Kamagis through Silchester to Royston, which is contested land in Essex and Angles. There was a swift defeat in Royston. Duke Corneus joined up with the United Forces that were there, and then you marched in pursuit of the fleeing enemy to Cambridge, where you routed them. King Acewine is no more. He fell to the hands of Gwydir. And that's about where we left off. Everyone got the shit kicked out of them. In all of my games, actually, now that I think about it, with maybe the exception of Gwydir. So,
Cormac's not doing bad. Cormac's fine.
That's true. Gwydir got wounded 11 times and he's like a few hit points from unconscious. So he got the shit kicked out of him. He's just tough.
Yeah, and then we lost King Dirk.
yes, we did.
We lost.
Thank you for reminding me.
I love that guy.
So the Estragale's kingdom will fall to Sir Locke. This is there.
So I'm Brett Walder now, right?
No, that's not how it works.
Damn it.
It's not Highlander. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. It would be awesome in a way if it was Highlander, but it's not.
Yeah,
Oh God, has anybody made a Highlander role-playing game?
I'm sure.
Yes.
they have.
Yes.
Actually.
They have.
And they also made a spoof of one. They made a recent one.
Yeah.
But someone took White Wolf ages ago, and it was like the Immortal or Highlander the Immortal or something like that. It was like based
Right.
off of 90s White Wolf. It was actually kind of made sense, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
But they made there's a new D20-ish type system called Modern Heroes, I want to say. And they made like the
Yep.
Crow, and they're all kind of weird IPs they picked up. It was like G.I. Joe, I think they picked up. Maybe that's different.
No, G.I. Joe is something different.
But they picked up the Crow. They picked up like, did they pick up? I don't know. They picked up a bunch of like 80s and 90s action movies,
Right.
which is cool enough.
Universal Soldier,
Oh yeah,
I think is the
all
one.
these like bad, not bad B, but the action movies of that era don't necessarily hold up. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
They're hard to rewatch. Some of them are. If you go in with like nostalgia, you're good. Like, listen, I'm still a big Crow fan, so.
Monkey Magic does not give me the joy that it once did.
No.
No. Shit.
Okay. Shit. Let me charge my phone real quick.
Cool.
Another thing I haven't done. If you can tell, I'm super organized for tonight. Mostly because my day went really smooth. So.
Yep.
And I'm also not sarcastic.
That is the
No,
impression.
not at all.
No, Bob is not sarcastic at all. He's super serial.
Better
Super
stay
serial.
Yeah, super
Right.
serial.
Let us go from here. All right. So the land basically from Hartford to Royston and then up through here are the former counties of Huntland and Heartland. And I'll just show you guys on a map what it used to look like way back in oh, I realized you guys weren't on the right map. Huh. Well, the stream was. We all know I only care about the stream. Just kidding. So Heartland and Huntland, that's where they were. So just to show you guys as players what I'm talking about.
Cleaned up pretty good.
I did this for the stream, but I'll do it again. So Hartford, Royston, and then up to here. We should probably move this icon over now. Really? Yeah. So like this line now is kind of reclaimed Huntland to the south and Hartford. Huntland to the north and Hartford. Hartford? Heartland. It used to be Huntland and Heartland. So let's say that. Huntland to the north and Heartland to the south have been liberated. You'll spend the next 2 or 3 months going through a series of liberations, most of which is either negotiations or standing an army outside of a castle. Very little violence. Who's in a position health-wise to participate?
Me.
That would be probably Gwydir and Cormac.
Yeah. Gwydir, you're at a few health short of
unconscious. Yep.
Unconscious.
Wounded, but first aid will get you right back. I've got 11 wounds, so assuming some of them pass, I'll be fine.
Okay, so you both can have Gwydir and Cormac can get 30 glory for participating in the revival of, or the I guess surrender of Heartland and the Hartford. That's why I called it that. Damn it. So those two counties are liberated. By being liberated, it's also worth noting that that means that they now belong to Nanteleod.
Directly. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of glory, I didn't get glory for that 2v1 king battle. No pressure, but when you get around to it.
Yeah, so the king will be some significant glory, but it's not like you wipe out a king and you get like millions of glory. That's not really how it works.
How about just 1 million?
Yeah. I can see like it in some ways. I always like scoff at RPGs when they do that because I'm like, shouldn't it though? But also, what they're trying to avoid is players just going and trying to snipe the glory from a king, and then it leaves either the GM just killing the player character outright, or like because it should be an unfair fight, or giving them a somewhat fair fight and not giving them the glory. It's like one of the two. So let's see if Book of Battle has that real quick.
Oh yeah, cool. We can do it offline if you want to. Doesn't need to be now.
No. Nope, I do not.
Cool.
We shall do it now.
Good.
Book of Battle has King Ban and Boars. It's not very helpful though. Oh, that's not going to work. It doesn't help when the word king is also in attacking.
Oh god. If you do Space King as part of the search, and include space in the search term.
It's okay. I know what I got here. So it should be, even though they're a king, I think there's a difference between that and
He's more of a duke than a king, really, isn't he? Or like maybe even a count.
a petty king, maybe, which would probably be more like a count, I would say.
Yeah.
Slightly more. I'll tell you this, it would have been a lot more with a ransom. That would have solved all your woes.
Yes. Yep. Believe that.
Let's see.
Pay off the stupid church.
Yep.
So 150 glory.
Nice. Cool. That is good. 150. Is that just for the king or for the whole 2v1? I'm just checking.
For the 2v1. Yep.
Sick. Thank you.
Yep.
3. That is.
Okay, with that solved, you'll spend some time in Heartland in the Hartford, kind of looking after your wounds, recovering, and then the armies are going to disband and return home. This won't be a forced march. As noted, you went well beyond the 40 days. That would be a standard summer campaign. So going any longer would be prolonged, and provisions aren't ready, and it'd be messy. Y'all be returning home. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna lean into what's been happening with Gwydir. So actually, there's one thing I gotta test first. I need to test Nanteleod's forgiving.
Fair.
Okay.
Cool.
Gwydir, you can have 150 more glory. You're named the champion of Nanteleod, King Nanteleod.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
That
good.
means you have to give up your champion of Summerlin, though.
No, I just add it to the list, man.
No, you gotta give it up.
Fight me for it.
Collecting titles.
All right,
Gotta
I'll
have 'em
fight
all.
you in a duel of bowling.
Oh no.
Yeah. You
Pull out the
challenged me, bro.
cards. All right, here we go. Okay. We'll assume. Let's see here. We're gonna move summer to fall. You can all get your healing rate back 10 times.
Pretty good.
Who needed surgery? Who got major wound that hasn't had surgery yet?
That would be
Me.
Sir Rain.
Carlos.
Okay, so I heard Rain. I'll do that first.
I also had a
Oh
prisoner. that-
no, Rain. The first one
Oh,
was
you-
bad.
Yeah.
We'll deal with that in a second. Collis, at least it wasn't a fumble.
Yeah.
Collis next. Better but dangerous. You got the good Churgeon, apparently. Who else? Rune? Did Rune need surgery?
Yeah. I need
He got
surgery.
smoked by a troll.
Yeah, I got fucking flattened by a troll, man.
Sure did.
Okay, so 2 out of the 3. And then what we'll
And Dogman
do
got the lowest.
is you'll get the best Churgeon after the first one backfires, Rain. So, but before I do, just to make sure there's no complications, I need you to make a con roll.
Oh,
with the
this
Bosch
could be
surgery.
bad. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Oh,
We're getting ready out of this.
All right. So all is well. Now let's deal with major wounds, the favorite part of everyone's play.
Yeah.
Everyone just wakes up going, man, I love losing stats permanently. Let's see here. Oh, I know. I think I got it. Let me check the winter phase. I might have.
Rain's
There.
allergic to spears. The only thing that major wounds them.
You need to be hanging out with Rune more often. The Spear Breaker could keep them away from you.
I can't. He doesn't like me.
That, and if trolls are going to keep popping out of corners, I don't know if he wants to be close to me.
Sir Rain the Spear Taker, Sir Rune the Spear Breaker.
I'll stick with Dog Knight or Wolf Knight. Thank
Yeah,
you.
because Spear Taker's kind of Spear Taker's kind of odd. Yeah,
got a little flavor to it.
yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm not sure why this winter phase doesn't. Come on, book. The computer's being off. Okay, there we go. Major wounds, and I just need F's the table, man. No luck, guys. No luck. Hold on. Still aging. My computer's being like awful right now, so it's not doing.
It's
what-
yeah. If it's just the major wound is just a D6, and then 1 is size down all the way down to 5 being up, and 6 is nothing.
Well, I hope when I get used to 6th edition, the book is much better laid out than this 5th edition. 'Cause it pisses me off. All right, so yes, as correct. I just want the stupid table in front of me. I have it now. Rune, roll a d6, and you want a 6. You don't want a 1.
You just jinxed me.
5.
5.
You lose
are
an app.
uglier than you were.
Great. Because I fucking needed to be ugly.
He's just gonna buy more bling. He'll offset it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bling away out of that one.
Collis, a d6. Same
Mhm.
thing. Don't want a 1.
Oh,
Hey,
there
nothing.
you go.
Hey,
I was
Nice.
kind of hoping Collis would get the 1.
No, he's
Ah,
already too short,
introduction.
man.
He's already too
Yeah.
Just
short.
short, yeah.
he's a
I
short
mean, it
king.
makes sense. I got hit by a boulder. I mean, there's something that's going to be wrong with my face, right?
Yeah.
Lend me an equipment.
Yeah.
My short king deserves better than this.
Oh no, con for you, Rain.
That's suitable. That's all right. I'll be breaking 7K this winter if I survive. So we're
Hey,
good.
good. Well, you survived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surgery went well. You got the second surgery went well. You passed your con on the in between, so it didn't go terribly. And
Yep.
yeah, you all get your healing rate back 10 times
Nice.
as we advance forward.
Yeah, I'm healthy
fun.
again.
Puts me full.
Yeah, it puts me full too.
Is anyone left with under half after 10 weeks?
Surely not.
Just want to ask because that would be bad.
Yeah.
Some point they're gonna have to move you. If you guys could maybe try and figure out what you had before, and see like what time of the year you would have been effectively having to return, right? So like they're not gonna move you before you're at least half your health. It would be really dumb to move before half your health is ready. Does that make sense?
It would have been
Well,
5
I wasn't.
weeks.
Yeah, would have been 5 weeks then.
I rolled amazing for my last one. So, yeah, I mean, I would have been being able to be moved immediately.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah,
within a month, most of you are packing up or getting ready.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the
4
ones
weeks
left.
I would have been borderline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're gonna zero in on a number of vignettes now. Before that, I'll give you all an intrigue test to know some gossip around the land.
Got him. Ah.
Oh,
Ah!
look at that.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. We'll start with Bert because this makes sense for Cormac.
Mhm.
You find out that last you heard of Finnegan, kind of checking in with the allies you have. He is in a place called St. George in Summerland. And it appears that there's been a number of Uther's old knights that have started to kind of rally to him. So Sir Brastius, Uther's first knight, has shown up there for some reason. I'm gonna get this wrong. Minodos? It's Minodos, yeah. Minodos, one of the twins that used to be like the duo. They were like bully, courtly knights of Uther Pendragon. One of them died in Albans, the other twin lived. So Minodos is apparently there, and there's rumor of the Black Dog and his mercenary unit being down there as well. So there seems to be a lot going on in Summerland. The bad news in Summerland is that Prince Mark has managed to make it all the way to Bath so far this year, as far as conquering. And it seems like the western side is not faring so well either. So there is some worry there about the fate of St. George in the long run. but with Sir Brassius and stuff, I mean, that's a pretty significant thing. Brassius
I've
commands
met the Black Dog. His mercenary force is actually quite capable. So
Brassius's mercenary force are the best mercenaries on the island as well.
Nice.
I
And
am
then-
still incredibly concerned about Finnegan.
Yep, you should be.
So yeah.
No, I mean, but like
So,
it
like-
makes sense too, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's it. That's part of it.
So
What you're gonna
yeah,
do.
after hearing that, like, Cormac is like a walking storm cloud.
Okay.
At hearing that,
Yep.
so
We'll zoom in on you in a bit here. Just to warn you guys too, there's only so much you're gonna be able to do because that is happening there, and you could look at something from the winter forward, but if Cormac wanted to go off, he could go off, but it might not be dealt with on spring, and it might have to be paused. But I'll honor the choice if you need to do it.
I'll have to think on it.
Yeah. But you got some time. It looked like everyone passed intrigue, so the general fare that y'all receive is that Cornwall's advancing on Summerlin, and it's possible that Summerlin won't hold through the year. It's possible it'll be entirely conquered this year. Going to the personal pieces, Gwydir, the Roman Church is pretty unhappy with you being chosen as a champion.
Yeah, well, so for me, I think now that he's returned and whatever else, he's brimming with confidence and such, and he's just going to more or less publicly declare that he's going to go and retrieve the finger for them, and return it. Even though he didn't steal it and had nothing to do with it, and if he had stolen it, he would have told everybody because it wasn't stealing, but he didn't do it.
What are your, on your right side of your sheet, what are your famous traits?
On the right side, lustful, reckless, proud.
Okay. You learn that there are a number of whisper campaigns against you on those particular topics, specifically the lustful. They lean in hard on the lustful.
Yeah,
and,
I'm proud of that.
There's pressure towards King Nanteleod now about naming Hagen as his champion, and there's also pressure sort of suggesting that perhaps it's time for Gwydir to convert.
Not on my watch. I think he would try to speak to the king directly about this. I think his opinion is like it's going to blow over once I retrieve their artifact. They will. It's not going to be a problem. People are just talking at the moment, blah, 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 And he's like, I've been doubted before. I'm not going to be doubted again, Thy King. I'll prove it to them. I hold no ill will against the Christians or their faith. Let me prove it to them. Let me prove it to you, High King. I don't know where the thing is, but if anybody could find it, I'll go and get it back. Maybe I'll go and get Saroon. He's good at such things, tracking people down and the like.
Yeah, the king is more busy than you've ever seen him, given all his subjects now in the organization. So even as his champion, you find you just don't get the kind of time you did like as his household knight. Yeah. So he doesn't offer you a lot of counsel, other than he continues to remind you that it was probably a really bad idea to
do
assault
that.
like any holy place, right?
I was 20 years old. Yeah, no, he'll say, well, yes, Sidekick, well, I've clearly learned my lesson, but I just need to convince the rest of the damn country to believe me. I'll find Sir Rune, High King. I'll get rid of this for you. Don't you worry, High King. I'm gonna go speak to Sir Rune.
We'll do that in a bit, so that can be your little piece here. We're gonna quickly jump over to Collis here. Collis, when you guys have announced your wedding, yes or no?
Yes, I think it was at the last winter feast, if I'm remembering this correctly.
Hmm. So a couple options. We could do that as part of next episode and just do a little bit of a feast crawl, like a winter feast and a wedding feast. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do a winter wedding?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds
The
good.
year of weddings.
Roll me. Do you have anything like dire that you want to deal with, Alice?
Sir Carlos still doesn't have a Mesni, and I think he's still a little upset about that because being somewhat of a battle fiend, and people mostly know him from battle. I think he kind of wants something to defend himself with, and in case he's called again, to actually have somewhat of a command under him already, rather than the king having to provide it as well.
So you're looking, just to make sure I understood that or heard it, you're looking for what exactly? What are you?
I am looking for knights, household knights.
Right. What steps have you
Because-
made to address that?
I originally got a herald because I noticed that Sir Carlos is very good at fighting mostly and staying alive. But he does not talk that well with people. And so I got a spy master / herald, and then I was looking for a tutor in orate because the herald helps a little bit and is also just a spy master, but I'm still missing that sort of talking piece to get people to sort of like want to take the mantle of being a household knight for me.
All right. 1 sec here. Oh no. I lost the Forest Sauvage. It's over. Hold on 1 sec. I need to
No.
fix
That's pretty narratively appropriate, honestly.
He decided
Lost.
to move himself.
Lost in the Forest Sauvage makes sense. Losing the Forest Sauvage, probably a little less.
A little different. Yeah, fair enough.
I thought it was a neat little story hook. We've lost the Forest Sauvage. We have to go find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in there.
The
Yeah,
Holy
all
Grail
these
is
trees
really-
just suddenly disappeared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just a
I'm
flat
good.
plain.
I don't want to go there.
I don't know what Rain would do if he got stuck in there again.
Probably be stuck.
Probably
Probably.
That's accurate.
It's all right. He can hunt. He'd stay alive.
A mouse is being
That's
dumb.
true.
So you get for using a cheap mouse. Okay, roll me a d10, Collis.
Alright. 7.
Business as usual. Okay. Did we give your entourage person a score for heraldry or diplomacy or intrigue?
For Pernuena, my spy master / herald, yes,
Yeah.
we gave her the heraldry and the intrigue. But for the tutor, no, because I had immediately called the muster after that, so I didn't get to talk to him.
Yeah, so your your tutor, by focusing on that, give me what is your tutor's orate? Did we give him a number yet?
No, we didn't give them a number or anything. I just know that it's Pyro or Pyro or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Make an orate test with +9.
Right. All right. A 4.
You're muted.
Yeah. Funny enough, you would have succeeded anyways, but you can take it for the year.
All right. That's great.
And then
36.
His orate roll is 17, so he'll test against that, and if he succeeds, then you get whatever his rolled number is as a bonus to you for that year that you hired him.
Oh, okay.
That's how we'll do it. So basically, it comes down to his skill and then your skill, and his luck and your luck a little bit. So there might be years that it duds, but this year it looks pretty good so far. Next thing we're gonna do is give me an intrigue test for your spy master and a heraldry test for your spy master.
Oh, okay. Let me close this one. All right. Intrigue.
Ooh.
And then heraldry.
Okay. Good stuff. Roll me 2d100 real quick.
35 and a 99.
Oh no.
Doom.
Death.
Yeah.
Good.
It's doom and death.
It's a good combo.
I've read that Marvel comic before. With Doom and Death in it.
Doctor Doom and Death.
Yep.
Heard.
Okay. 35.99. Yeah. Comic book narrative for sure. Alter. Strategy. No luck. But still succeeded. What is this gonna mean? Okay, so there is a higher demand than supply for good knights right now. So despite this, your spy master recommends looking at some esquires that show competency. They make mention of knowing a bit of your past and background. They make mention of the tournament that you put on as Escavalon, and perhaps bringing a number of hedge knights and esquires and sergeants together here with a promise that the best of them would find a place in your lands. The downside of this strategy, of course, is that it'll cost you a lot of money.
Oh, yes. It will. But I actually do have a prisoner.
True. I think the main book actually has a tournament costs. Or somewhere in there. It's one of the books that has tournament costs. But yeah, it'll probably. My guess is it's somewhere between 50 and 100 Librum to host something significant, because you're mostly focusing on hedge knights and such. You're gonna put together a little private tournament, and you're not just calling it out for an entire land. It might be more on like the 25 Librum side, but I need to do some looking.
Okay.
Local tournament. I remember somewhere, just like Feast, there was like rules for tournament costs and stuff like that if you want to put on your own tournament. I do not recall where they are, unfortunately.
Maybe they're in Warlord or something.
Yeah.
Do you want me to look it up for you?
Yeah, see if
try.
you can find anything. Well, it's not yours.
Right.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Local tournament. Oh, there is stuff in the main book.
Yeah,
It's more
tournament
about
sizes.
Yeah, it's more about glory and stuff. It doesn't talk about like cost. Probably Warlord, like Trent said. Probably the Book of Warlord, because then you own land, or Book of Estate, or Book of Manor. Probably have. Would be my 3 guesses. But we'll figure that out. But yeah, it sounds like a sound strategy. It sounds like it was a she, right? Your
Yes.
Spymaster. It sounds like she's quite like it sounds like a very sound strategy. So effectively, you get to see the skill of these knights with your own, or these combatants, let's say, with your own eyes, and make the call yourself. So you could put out a call for sergeants, esquires, and hedge knights, landless knights, mercenary knights, basically.
Makes sense.
This is that type of thing too, where ideally, if I had some of my open Pendragon games further in the future, I could just leave them there, because maybe this is something that those folks want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that'll be your situation resolved, Collis, for the next couple of months, and then we're gonna keep going on. We're gonna go to Rain next. Rain, what was
Alrighty.
your priority here?
Yeah. Well, I need to figure out how much I'm getting for the prisoner that I caught. It's the first
You guys
time.
want to do some prisoners? We can do some prisoners.
Well, I mean, he only has the one, and it's just going to determine on how much he's got available for what's available in the coming events. So I just need to know. Yeah, it was a named guy called Edgar in a duel, Saxon. So
Okay, give me a sec.
it was in the first charge at Cambridge. He was, yeah. Because I got to check in on this Esquire, too, that likely saved Rain's life, Karanog from Gomrat.
This is someone you dueled with, is that right?
Yeah, I dueled him in the opening charge at Cambridge. Saxon named Edgar.
What the hell?
Yeah, I saw it on a website. Yeah, for Book of Manor.
Straight from his lordship, Morian.
Expensive.
Yeah, it'd be somewhere between neighborhood and like the next one up. Probably local. Hold on 1 sec, guys. I've got spam coming in here.
Cool.
And disaster. Like Christmas party stuff I gotta go to right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're changing venues mid-flight, so that's fun.
Great.
Okay, so anyways, there's certain numbers this can't be, so I'm just gonna roll this till I get one of the ones it can be.
Okay.
It can be that 12 Librum for you, Drax.
All right, I'll just mark that for now.
Okay. And
All right.
who else has a prisoner?
that
Carlos.
Who is yours, Hollis?
I'm looking back in the logs to see who it was, but I know it was some guy who was mounted. I'm pretty sure.
Was he Kimry?
I think so.
Okay. Similar thing. We're gonna do the random. And it's gonna be there's certain things I need to re-roll if it happens. That'll work. 15 Libram for you, Hollis.
Nice.
You have the equivalent, like Hearthganites or whatever they're called, but you have the equivalent of a landed knight, and Drax is a little less because he had the equivalent of a household knight. That's the idea.
Okay. Yeah, so the big issue right now would be continuing to work my Castellan business that I was assigned to and checking in with the retainer Reese that was trying to get my family's estate legally recognized as mine.
Yeah, so you're checking to see how that went, right?
Yeah.
Roll me
yep.
a d10 real quick.
Because I have to be able to pay the guy.
9, okay, as usual. Roll 2d100.
97 and 32.
Doom and death is death and doom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, reverse them.
Hmm. He checks in with you. And he gives you like a nod. I don't think it would be him actually. I think he sends someone like a servant your way. With a package that basically says this is everything you'll need.
Okay.
You present this to the steward. It should give you all the proof you need to make your matter.
Alrighty. Very well then.
The seneschal, I think, is what he'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, my old sire.
Yep.
Very well. He can expect his requested payment on time.
All right. Yeah, that's moving along smoothly. No curveballs there, so that's always exciting. Give me an intrigue test, though.
Yeah. I have to check this just to make sure there ain't no funny games going on here.
It's all funny business.
Yeah. Can I
All of it.
impassion this with love family? 'Cause
Sure.
this is dangerous, by the way. Yeah.
Oof.
Like I said.
Woo!
Yeah. He's gonna do it though. It was that important. He had to do it.
We've all used our things this
this
year as well, right?
I did, yeah.
Damn, man. You're gonna go.
Anybody on the stream
go
want to?
crazy. Yeah.
Give it about 30 seconds. We'll proceed.
That's crazy.
Oh,
knew it could go
can
bad.
I do it, or it's not people in the same game, right?
Technically, right now you're in private
Different
vignettes,
scenes.
so yeah, it just can't
you
be
like it,
someone
Rain?
that's alone.
Do you
So
want to?
the advantage to going crazy is you do get 100 glory. The disadvantage we don't
about
know what
that.
the hell happens.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the glory, to be honest. So
Do you want it for the cinema, or do you want me to reroll? Or would you
go
like to
ahead.
reroll?
If you want to reroll, that's fine.
Well, I want to know if you want to go mad or not. There's some narrative joy.
I
in
don't
that.
know. I've never done it before, so I mean,
Well,
it
you
would
tell
be
me if you want me
interesting.
to do it.
Let's see where it goes. Why
Yeah.
not?
Leave
This
it
could
as
be-
is.
Yeah, let's leave it. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. It starts
is
with your
never-
love family going down to 18.
Okay.
That's an automatic.
Corrected.
Fine. Yeah. You go mad. You get 100 glory.
All right.
And let me just pull up the 1 sec. Pull up a little table here. See.
Cheeky little table.
I'm not the only one
Bert's
who's
rolled on
gone
this
mad
table.
in this game.
Yeah. Well, technically, Gwydir did recently too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's been a very trying time for Rain recently on the campaign,
Poor guy.
so probably didn't take much.
Yeah, he's had a hell of a time. You know, he's just a little stressed. He comes
He's just
home,
a
has
little guy.
a little rest, and
He
then
ain't that small of a guy. Come on now.
everything goes to
No,
hell.
that's Collis. You're right.
Collis is a tiny guy.
He's
I was
just a
just a
little
short
guy in his
king.
heart. You know, like he's fragile.
Yeah. He's always so like humble and everything, and then he finds out something is playing stupid games, and yeah.
Guy just talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Werger's about to get abducted again.
It runs in the
real
family apparently, though, because I mean, he has a bastard brother that went mad and went on a murdering spree. So you know,
It's a classic.
Yeah.
That's fun for everybody.
yeah.
All right. I can goddamn find this shit. It's just
The
my
rat.
computer is just so slow.
Strut.
Fighting, yeah. Yeah.
Bob's computer needs to calm down.
Really does.
It's not that serious.
Okay. Fuck's sake. Roll me a d20. Right, and then 2d100.
$23 and $79.
Wait. I think there's something that snaps in you when you find out that it's the seneschal that you have to then take this to. And you end up like punching the servant, like, and throwing them out of the house. And then you throw the papers in like the corner of your estate, so it's not lost or anything like that. And you get out on your horse, and your wife's like, "Where are you going?" And you're like, "I'm gonna deal with this myself." And you ride off into the woods, where you begin to wander the forest like an animal. Please test awareness, fairy lore, and hunting.
Very lore, huh? Well, that's gonna be bad.
I was gonna say, just crit it. It's easy.
Yeah.
roll the correct number. This game is easy if you do it right.
Not too bad. Passed 2 of the 3.
Okay, tick awareness and hunting.
All right. They're both already ticked.
Okay, no worries. We're actually gonna give you a tick on Fairy Lore just because you spend this time here anyways.
Okay.
Because of the other 2 successes. So you end up like effectively in the forest, all the way up to Norgales. There's like sightings of this feral sort of rain, living off the land, horseless. So you actually are gonna lose one of your, what are they called? Roundseer or palfrey.
I do have from character creation one of my coursers that I had as a family heirloom type deal. So
I don't know if you would
that's-
have taken that.
Okay. Just making sure.
We'll
Might
say
keep everything.
pick high or low.
Let's go high.
So low is bad. What does that even
Ooh.
mean?
Wow.
Dead center. I am that damn good.
That's on the low side, though, right? It'd be
It is,
51 to
yeah.
100.
Yeah, it
So,
would round down.
Okay, so it is your courser. When you come
Yep.
to, you're gonna remember the general forest area, but you end up like going all the way up to Norgales because like driven by revenge, but you're like feral about this. This is like the madness that like Lancelot would encounter. When you kind of sort of come to from your mental break, as it were, you are horseless. You have very little left to you, and
Werewolf night.
we should probably see if you encounter something or someone here.
Okay. You said that was in Norgales? The woods in
Yeah.
Norgales?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Oh, this is not
Oh,
so
I know what we're
savage.
gonna do. Let me see. Gonna get you to roll something here in a second.
Sure.
I'm normally able to navigate these so fast, but with the computer not working, getting in my way.
Cool. I'm just chilling. I think probably most of us are on holidays anyway, so dun, 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 dun.
Okay, there we go.
Powerful.
Roll me a d20. Drax.
7.
Okay. And then roll me a spear roll.
Bureau. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Roll me another d20.
Two.
Okay. And then roll me another d20.
19.
Okay, roll me another spear test. Okay. When you come to, you have a couple different things. On top of the 100 glory, you're going to get another 30 glory. You now have a wolf pelt, because you hunted a wolf successfully, as well as a red deer. So you have like the antlers of a red deer, let's say.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, I gotta make a cloak out of that pelt.
Okay. And then what's your hunting score?
It is a 15, I believe.
Okay.
It is.
Perfect. We will move it to a 16. This happens sometimes with madness. You're
Awesome.
now famous as a hunter. Yeah.
Ah, my wife is not better than me anymore at it.
Okay. So that
Fun time.
addresses the madness of Sir Rain. We're gonna go to Rune next, and then we're gonna interrupt Rune with Wadir showing up. Rune, what's your priority, sir?
His family, of course. So he's going back to Brecon,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to obviously make sure that his family's safe and sound, and he wants to continue his efforts to unite the Brecionog.
Roll a d10. Okay. Roll 2d100, please. Okay.
I don't like how you said
No, it's not the best.
It sounded the same when he said, "Hey, there's a troll coming around the corner."
that. Mhm.
Saroon,
Yes.
you come back to find out that there's a full-scale plague in the Breccianog lands. Please roll me a d20. Roll again. Rune doesn't have a brother, does he?
Yeah, he has like
He's
three
got
of
a
them.
kid.
I have a daughter too.
Yeah, but do you have a brother specifically?
Yeah. I have two older brothers actually.
Okay, the youngest of the older brothers has contracted the plague, and it's not letting go.
Lovely.
That's painful.
The give me a spiritual versus worldly test.
It's just this lands are cursed and deceased. First my daughters are now my brothers. Spiritual worldly.
I think some of the locals, you can tick worldly. I think some of the locals are suggesting, some of the local pagans are suggesting that this is like a curse on the land that needs to be fixed. And I think you just kind of roll your eyes at the idea of the land being cursed. Being on the fence about it, like bad luck, sure, but cursing, come on.
Yeah. I think he'd be a little bit more open on to hearing this pagan out, since the doctor that Gwydir hired was a pagan and he's the one that saved his only daughter.
Okay. I'll
So he'd
accept
go
that.
about. So he'd go. I mean, he'd still be like, yeah, sure, a curse. Well, the Fae,
Right.
whatever. Though he's already had encounter with the Faes. One of them almost killed him. So I think he's on that intersection with faith. He's fought trolls. He's seen ghosts. He's not religious like a religious knight. I think he'd entertain this,
Okay.
especially since his kids keep getting fucking sick, and now his brother.
All right. Roll me 2d100 one more time. Okay. Let me just look at the map real quick.
No. I don't want to play.
Hold on one sec here. This one's good, so I want to get this right.
Buried treasure.
Buried
Sounds
treasure.
I think it's buried,
Buried
treasure.
treasure sounds good.
Yeah, I'm feeling confident about that.
Okay. We are gonna start getting our theory in a little bit. First, we had our madness test, and now there's this. The person you talk to is
Penguin.
a female. She is a witch of the land. Some might call her a necromancer. Her name is Penguin. You talk to Penguin. Penguin. So you talk to Penguin, and she tells you that she knows exactly what is causing this. She says, "No, go ahead. Go ahead."
Yeah, I was going to say, then what might that be? He says, with a glass of wine in his hand.
You've brought your Christian ways here to these lands, and you've offended the spirit of these mountains. Anrith Gwaden, the blooded whale. And that's a whale, not like the sea creature. That's like the cry kind of whale.
Like a banshee kind of whale.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And what do you suggest I do?
She prepares some things and then hands you a dagger. Looks ceremonial. Obsidian, maybe? She says, she kind of, as she prepares some things, you see her pour some stuff, and then she has some small little bones she puts out, and she wants you to cut your wrist and spill your blood over the little pile of things, such as it were, in front of her.
Huh.
Pagans are so cool.
That's what I was thinking too. Man.
I mean, that's clarification there.
Yeah.
Take a warning.
He'll. Is there someone else there with them? Like with them?
No, you probably would have arranged for this to be private, right? If you're meeting with this pagan.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Yeah, he'll do it. He'll hesitantly do it, but
Yeah.
he'll do it.
Okay. She kind of moves her fingers about the blood. You find it a little disturbing because, like, she's now got your blood on her hands as she's doing this, and then she stops, and you see her eyes kind of roll back in her head for a second, and then she looks forward at you again. It is an old spirit. But if you wish this curse to leave these lands, you'll have to face it yourself.
Well, nod. I mean, he's faced worse things. It's probably just an old lady in some woods, right? So that's just
Yep,
poisoning
that's
the
what it
wells. That's
Yeah.
exactly what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his mindset. You know, he doesn't say it outright, but that's his mindset. It's like, yes, there's trolls, but maybe they're just like some sort of weird big people in the woods. And the ghosts might have been in an hallucination. We were in a forest for a long time. But maybe she's up to something. Maybe these pagans know something that he doesn't.
Understood. So I just made a note of it if you want to write it down. This will, of course, be bad for your winter phase in your lands until it's addressed as well. Furthermore, Gwydir arrives before you have time to do anything about it. And we'll let this scene run out for a few, and then we'll go to Cormac next.
The witch there, or I've found him back at his manor?
Back in the manor, yeah. It's gonna be after.
Fair enough. So
You'll find him
what on
sitting
earth-
at his
Yeah,
dining
you go.
hall with a wrapped up wrist and a worried look and some more alcohol in his hand.
So, Rune, what on earth? I saw somebody covered in pox on the way in. What happened to your wrist, man? I thought you got healed after the battle.
Just fell. A little accident while I was shaving. What can I do for you, Shagwadir? Are you hungry?
Well, I'm not sure that I am anymore after seeing all those people wandering around. What on earth is happening? Listen, don't worry about all that. I'm happy to help you if you need to. I think Trevor should be around here, but listen, you would have heard all this nonsense with the Christians and such, telling everybody that I stole a finger or something, and now it's all escalating, and now they're in the king's ear about it because they're jealous of how many children I have. I'm very virile, as you know, and well, I don't know where the finger is, Saroon, and I really ought to get it back, I think. Just to show them what for. I'm not sure how much more of their finicking I can handle. Would you mind helping me to find it? I know you're quite good at all this questions and things.
Well, as you've noted, there's some rather not very healthy individuals in my lands as you came in. So I'm a little bit preoccupied, but I think I can use your expertise.
Oh, really? Well, that's good, because I'm getting a little bit bored. It's been several months since that war, and, well, you know, things to do, that sort of thing. What can I help with?
Taking your expertise was something I never thought I was going to be doing. But, he's gonna speak like in a more hushed down,
know you were a virgin,
hushed tone.
Saroon.
I have kids. What's here? It's not that. And he'll look around, making sure that no one heard that stupid fucking thing. And he'll go, listen, I spoke to a certain, pagan, which, old lady. Not sure how you people call them.
Finally seeing the light, are you?
Well, Trevor did a great job, and, well, all of the praying I've been doing hasn't been working.
It's because your God hates you, because you've been hanging out with Cormac too long, and the man's cursed. I don't know what he's been praying for, but it seems like he's been praying for an ass kicking, and his God is delivering.
Well, I haven't done much praying, and I'm the one getting my ass kicked.
Well, all right. Well, what do you need then? Do you want me to do some kind of a goat sacrifice or something? Rhiannon's one of my favorites. She's a horse goddess.
We could talk theology at some other point, but you're looking for something, I'm looking for someone. Perhaps we can help each other. First,
Right.
I think my predicament has a little bit more of a urgency since there might be people dying here soon. I need to find a certain woman, spirit, goddess, fairy, whatever you might call it.
Right.
And then I will help you with the whole finger thing. If anything, we can just dig up a fake finger and give it to them.
Shit, I didn't even think about that. We could just lie about it. No, we couldn't. That wouldn't work. I didn't know that was an option, frankly. No, that wouldn't work. Somebody would figure it out. I'm too clumsy with these things. Plus, it's not really in my nature. I just don't think I'd be able to sleep that well. This is why I don't get curses and you do, Saroon.
I've done everything right so far, and
Evidently.
it's clearly I need to do something wrong. And this feels very, very wrong to me. Yes, this feels very, very wrong to me. I feel like I'm talking to the wrong cousin about these things, but here you are.
Cormac will make you do something silly with a robe on or something like that. All right, so we're going to go find an elf in the woods. Well, all right. Lead the way then, Saroon. We'll find this elf, and then you can help me with this little finger problem. That sounds a lot worse now that I've said it out loud.
Yeah. We'll worry about your finger problems soon.
It's not my finger. All right. What are we going to do with the elf? Are we going to, is it a handsome one, perhaps? A little bit of,
What do you always think with your cock, dear?
That's what they've been saying! Have you been listening to the rumors, Saroon? Listen.
I've known you for like 10 years now, dear. I've known you. I know how you act.
Well, maybe if they did a little bit more of this, then you wouldn't be so worried about all your children problems.
That's a little bit crossing the line there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I've been trying to help. I'm a little bit. Look, it's just how I.
We're going
how
to
I am.
appease the spirits, woman, elf, witch, doctor thing. And if they want you, then I mean, sure.
Good, sounds good. I'm bored of this conversation. Let's go. Gwydir stands up and just like takes a peach off the table or something and just starts eating it. I might have a few of these.
Okay.
My house is yours.
Just real quick, the two of you give me a hunting roll each. This can't be impassioned either. Hunting roll, fairy lore, and folklore. Yes, please.
Good luck, boys.
Good luck,
Last
boys.
hunting.
Good luck for me.
I
Let's see.
did put points into fairy lore. Oh,
I don't
look
do
at
any of these. Oh, I got hunting.
Nice. And
Where's your-
folklore. Oh, I've got
Oh, that's
something
not
in
a clue.
folklore. No.
I know for I don't have shit for this.
I got 2 out of 3.
Okay. What you end up finding, you spend a lot of time on this the next couple of months, riding through the wild mountains of Brecon. You hear rumors of the blooded whale. They say it's a vengeful spirit, said to rise from the deep caverns of Brecon. And it embodies the anguish of former souls and the fury of the land. It becomes like the fury of the land when it feels disrespected. One of the people you end up seeking or like interacting with is a druid, so it's probably like your best bet for trying to understand this. He tells you that the legend has it that the guardian spirit of the mountain springs once that's what they were originally. Originally a guardian spirit. Now they turned bitter after an ancient king's warband slaughtered its sacred herds and polluted the waters. In its wrath, the spirit unleashed a blight that decimated the villages of those who defiled the domain. The druid says that and he's trying to recall some of this. A lot of this is sacred and ancient knowledge, but there was apparently a pact between the spirit and these people for generations. And if the plague has come back, they believe that this means that the pact has been broken.
So we got to learn the pact, but we didn't because we failed our folklore. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
And when the time comes, it would technically be just myself having to deal with this person. I think.
Sounds like it, according to the divination of the witch. If you buy that,
Should always trust the witches.
yeah, right.
I mean, the freaking Catholic priests haven't done anything for me.
Whatever happened to that last king that I defeated in battle and kidnapped and gave to the king? That Brecon fellow. He was in jail and then he came out and then he submitted to the king. He's around. He's probably got some kind of a... He'd be old by now, but if he's still alive, he should know about this pact. Surely he's been running this land for however long.
He did sit by my side last time I held court. You may be onto something there, with you.
Do you want me to go beat him up again?
No. We're supposed to bring these people hearts and minds. Hearts and minds.
Well, fair enough, I suppose. We can leave him alone for now. Well, good. Well, maybe I shouldn't go. I don't know if he likes me. don't know if anybody likes me at the moment, which is ridiculous. I'm lovable.
You, by your own say, you're the champion of Summerland. The king named you
You weren't
his
there,
champion,
okay.
and apparently the seals love you too. There's some people that love you.
Not
Oh,
all of the seals. You've met her.
hell, Cormac is always throwing hammers and just getting in the way
Cormac
and
loves
getting
me, but
hurt.
I didn't even do anything. He just decided to do that from when we were children, and he probably shouldn't. He's a very lovely man to himself, and I do love him as well, but it's a little over the top sometimes, don't you think?
No, that's what love does to a man,
Right.
and it's completely platonic, of course.
Take your word for it. Onwards, then, to this king fellow.
Onwards then, it shouldn't be too far.
Yeah, we're gonna have to save that for the winter phase, so or for the court. But we will move to Cormac next.
Been very patient. Thank you, Cormac.
All right. Moving on to Cormac.
You got a sense? Or you want me to roll?
Oh, so there is one thing I want to start doing.
Okay.
And I guess this is the best time to start doing it. What I want to do is I want to start sort of forming a network to share information with the priest.
What
Like
priest? Like, be more specific there if you can.
I want to start sort of sharing information from across the land with British Christian priests.
What is your intent? Can you like restate that? But what is your? Are you creating a spy network using the priests, or are you trying
That
to
is
convey
kind of what I want to
communication?
do.
Okay.
I kind of want to create a spy network using priests, but not necessarily. Kind of, sort of, but not that bad.
Yeah, a rumor
Information
mill.
gathering.
Yeah. Okay. What is your intrigue, Cormac?
12.
Okay.
Hey.
If you said like 5, I'm like, no, you wouldn't. Like, let's start there.
Okay.
Intrigue roll.
Would you let me impassion with my loyalty to Nanteleod?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mostly because it's like it's more than one effort, right? This is like okay. Ticket and then roll a
Okay.
d10. Okay.
I want to do this for multiple reasons. One, the church has a good network throughout the island. And two, if Finnegan is basically at St. George, not St. George.
Yep.
Yeah, St. George. If he's there, maybe I might be able to get some information on what's going on.
Okay. Roll 2d100.
All right. $15 and 8.
Those are like d20 rolls.
Yeah.
Where would you go for this? Like, where do you travel to make these things happen? Like in Escavalon, beyond Escavalon?
I would start in Carline and then start traveling within Escavalon to different areas of Escavalon to sort of start creating the network. And once I've got a good solid base, then spread out from there.
Okay, let me just check something. Gummeret's pagan, right? Whittier, you were pagan in Gummeret, yes?
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
Reroll them. Okay. Cormac, while you are trading, so things are going to go successfully with you as far as starting to build this network. Are you going to put emphasis then on Somerset in understanding what's there?
Yes.
Okay. While you're here, the monastery is raided as you're in it.
Shit.
You have your shield, you have your weapon. Do you fight without your armor?
I have a shield, I have a weapon, and I have a duty to defend those who cannot defend themselves. Yes, I do.
Okay. Actually, I will give you this. I think you can have your armor just fine. It will just we're not gonna roll it out. Not. It's gonna be more like the high level, like the solo type of stuff.
Okay.
So, I need a weapon skill roll, and you want to get higher than a 10 and success.
Higher than a 10 on a weapon skill roll.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh,
Do it.
baby!
Okay.
Can we say that I threw my hammer
No.
to fix the problem?
No. No more throwing the hammer. You use the hammer normal. You use your hammer right.
You do it right.
You can do it
Come on, boy.
Fine.
I think what you do though is you kill the raiding leader.
Not inside the church, right?
Inside the monastery grounds, but not in church, no.
Cool.
Yeah. And what would you what would these people be? Let's see. 18 to 1 to 18, pretty standard. 19 or 20 something's okay. These would be mountain men from Cambria, like the Cambrian mountain men. Tend to be a little more on the savage side of things. When you kill their leader with the hammer, what do you say or do? What do you say to the others? It's like a lull.
To the other raiders, or
Yeah, to the other raiders.
I mean, there isn't much to say. I just stand at my full height, sort of standing over them, hammer in one hand, shield in another. You will walk away now, because the house of God does not tolerate violence within its walls. And I'd hate to slaughter all of you to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay. Test orate +5. Okay. Test mercy +5. Merciful.
I can't fail my merciful.
You can tick both of those.
All right.
The remaining raiders, trying to think of what would have happened. The way you hit the leader, who they revered quite highly, there was something. I'm trying to think of the right thing, but there was some sort of borderline. You could interpret it as a divine event that happened with it. That the other, when you offer when you say the words about the house of the Lord and you ask them to go, they all bow down in reverence and they will be converting to British Christian. And they also swear to you, Cormac, whether you want them to or not.
I'm looking over at the priest. No. I fight for God, not.
And now they fight for you, the priest says. Well, say, since this happened in Escavalon, this can even be, what's his name? The priest that you've had so many good interactions with.
Oh, Iltid?
Yeah, Iltid.
Yeah, Iltid.
All right. Yeah, that's the power of a crit on a roll like that. So, especially when the odds are 1 out of 20. That's not. All right. Yeah. Aside from the 17 glory for the hammer thing, you can have 100 glory for Mac. That whole event.
Okay.
Nice.
And your priests will start to sort of spread into Glevum and Somerset as their priority for now. Not like spread in, they're not, but like they'll retrieve information from there. So in the winter, you'll have more info. Okay. Well, guys, I think we covered off some pretty decent stuff for all of you here. Everyone's got a path forward on something. Just in time to hit winter and go into Collis's wedding and then a Yule feast.
Sick.
All right. Sorry, I know these sessions are a little slower and there's lots of waiting for everyone to go around and get their little vignettes, but I think they add to it more when we bring everybody together. Gives you something to focus on. Hope y'all had fun. And
very enriching. Yep.
Yeah. We're back after the holiday with this. This will be the last game to launch, so Summerlin will be a little bit further in their plot, and I might, Cormac, have what I need in order to give you some info for next game, but it might also have to awkwardly wait to the end of winter phase to make it make sense.
All good.
Yeah. All right, guys, and then Wergar, just letting you know, like your piece, if you want to make that tournament happen, we can talk about the price, and then we can say that happened as part of your year if you'd like. Kind of do that over the winter phase since we're doing a winter phase live as part of our session next time, it should be lots of room for that kind of stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for playing. Yep.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thanks all. Pleasure as
care, guys.
always. See you next
Yep.